say, you just relax your mind. We got everything under control.
So when the hook comes in, you have these voices, which are basically stereo stems, as you guys can see right here. This is a stereo track, but it's coming across all the speakers.
And they say, you just relax your mind. We got everything under control.
There's a little bit of treatment on the vocals, such as controlling the highs, the high mids, and the highs. There's a little bit of compression, just to kind of hold them into place. But that's just basic stuff. The real fun stuff is this right here, which is the Pentio plugin. I've shown this in some of my other videos of taking stereo stems and converting them to Atmos. This has a really cool visualizer, which I love here. Check it out.
And they say, you just relax your mind. We got everything under control.
And what this allows me to do is take the stereo stem and basically distribute it across the room. It's not just splitting the signal and like making it sound loud on all the speakers, but it's actually taking certain frequencies or certain energy elements from the backing vocals and spreading it across in an immersive environment. This is what the original stereo sounds like.
And they say, you just relax your mind. We got
Lower volume, but now it's being spread across all the other speakers.
And they say, you just relax your mind. We got everything.
So when you hear that with the music, you get this type of effect.
And they say, you just relax your mind. We got everything under control. So you can play the music loud and dress nice wherever you go.
There's also this vocal ad-lib, which I'm using another plugin, which is called Energy Panner. And this is from Sound Particles. What this does, an original stereo panner, what a stereo panner would do, like Pan Man from Sound Toys, is take the sound, take a mono signal, and then spread it left and right. And they have various variations of that as far as speed and then locations or positions. What this does is that this spreads it across a 3D environment. So this is feeding it on a 702, which basically means the 7 speakers around me plus the 4 speakers overhead. Pro Tools treats that as a pair. So it's basically spreading it throughout the whole room. And the way that this works is that as the voice gets louder, it triggers this panner to move that vocal across the room like this. Watch, check it out. So as it gets quieter, it starts slowing down. Let me forward that a little bit. So now it ends up over here by these speakers. And that's cool because it just gives you this psychoacoustic effect of this ad-lib that's just kind of dancing and swirling around the room. All right, cool. So let's go back to the beginning of the song so you guys can hear the intro.
There may be all kinds of new ways to safeguard and identify all of those things that make each of us unique. Our faces, even our fingerprints, even our eyes.
Implantable human chips support.
You can catch it here on the intro voice, which is this ad-lib right here. Let me go ahead and solo that. Right here, this is a mono source. This is a single track, mono source, mono track performance being treated a little bit devil lock. I've noticed one thing with mixing in Atmos, saturations are your best friend because they crunch the signal and they bring it up. It doesn't get lost in the mix. It just kind of squeezes them, gives them a little bit more density. I've been a fan of saturation for a long time. You guys know that. And then the DS are just to control the S's. Again, we're not remixing the song. We're just enhancing it with spatial audio. Energy Panner right here, this is basically doing the same thing as I showed you already, which is as the voice gets louder, it gets spun faster in the 3D environment.
Yeah, I don't wanna hear that. Man, I don't wanna hear that.
So as I'm listening it to in the room, I'm hearing it spin like this. Now, one thing that's interesting that most people don't talk about is the binaural settings. So this panner is being fed to what's called a bed. This is the bed, the 10-channel bed, all right, 7.1.2 bed from Pro Tools. And these are fixed channels, and they're represented here by these meters.
Yeah, I don't wanna hear that.
So left, right, center, LFE, which is off. Left side, right side, left rear side, right rear side, left top front, left top rear, right top front, right top rear. And this is basically feeding that bed. And the bed here, I can set the binaural settings to off. So what you're gonna hear this ad-lib panning around the room or panning around your headphones, but it's gonna sound pretty dry, watch.
Yeah, I don't wanna hear that. Man, I don't wanna hear that.
Okay, now if I change this to far, you're gonna hear the room simulation of the binaural settings.
Yeah, I don't wanna hear that. Man, I don't wanna hear that.
So that should be coming across YouTube on headphones. These settings, these binaural settings, have nothing to do with what I'm listening to in the room with speakers. This is only for the headphone experience, which is really cool because what this means is that if I want the listener to have a certain width or depth experience on headphones, I can manipulate that here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the front channels to off because I'm also sending the music to that. The other channels, I'm gonna set them to mid and then far. Okay, so as this ad-lib pans around the room, if it pans towards the back, you're gonna hear more of a larger room effect. As if it pans to the front, it's gonna be more of a drier effect. So that's how that works. If you guys have any questions on that, just shoot me on the chat below. All right, let's check out this intro.
Medical marvel, but critics warn that the potential risks are real.
Not only does it include a GPS device, it also has a lethal dose of cyanide, which can
Running
be
the world,
activated
running the
at any
world.
time.
It's like I wrote my first rhyme on Mount Olympus. Solar. When was the last time the gods came down to visit? Those were stories to stories, keep your attention. Yeah. Powers that be infusing religion.
All right, cool. Perfect time right here to be able to play around with the room. So I have this first, yeah. These are panned to the side. So if I go here, you guys are gonna see it reflected here on the renderer. Okay, but after that, I have it delayed to the rear. So it looks like this. So together you get the sides and then you get the rear delay coming afterwards. I love that because when I'm sitting here in the sweet spot, it's not that I'm hearing something behind me, but it's I'm hearing this kind of like psychoacoustic effect surround my ears. So again, I'm not being attacked with sound behind me or above me. It's just me being immersed inside of a mix, and you guys are able to hear that on the headphones.
Powers that be infusing religion. We've been trained to listen, that's the only way for them to keep us safe, or is it?
If you get out of line.
I heard this talk of a new dimension. Oh God.
Same thing here, so I'll go ahead and solo this, and these are basically going to the renderer.
Oh God.
I can move these around anywhere in the room, which is cool. So I can take these channels, I can spread them, I can move them further away from the listener, closer, up, forward, behind, or anywhere in between. And that's what's called object-based mixing.
Oh God. Oh God. But I was caught in the sound of my new engine. It really was. Raw hard. Materialism, interior leather. The top's down, I'm feeling the weather. Turn up the music and
Okay, and over here we have another ad-lib. Showed you guys that already.
say, you just relax your mind. We got everything under control. So you can play the music loud and dress nice wherever you go. So everybody drink up and toast and enjoy the show. Don't worry about it, yeah, don't worry about it. Whoa.
All right, guys, so I hope you enjoy this. Just showing you some plugins that work in Atmos, some immersive audio plugin tools and software, and also some tips and tricks on how to get your mixes sounding great on Atmos. Hit me up on the chat. Thanks again for watching. Peace.